Hey everybody, it's time to play some more Alone with You. Last time we met some lady who really liked plants, and let's see what we're in for this time. I guess it didn't save me going to bed last time. Or maybe I didn't actually do it before I stopped the recording, but we'll do that now. J3. Good morning once again. The holograms seem very motivated. Did you have an enjoyable time last night? It was alright. I don't think that doesn't match up nicely with one of these options. I'll say you bet. Excellent. Our decision to augment our efforts with the holograms is proving to be the right one. This is great news. As long as they feel inspired to aid you, I believe they will excel in their work. Please keep this in mind. Oh, so I have to, like, butter them up to get the best work out of them. I see. There are 2 more areas you can explore to further our goal. Come see me in the core again and you can begin your day. Okay, so we met 2 of the people, or holograms, that we're gonna need. I guess we're gonna have to meet one of the other 2 that are left today. But first, let's go look at that screen in the kitchen. See if... yeah. Finding those plant samples in the agrodomes has allowed me to start restocking your food supplies for the trip home. This morning's work report from Ms. B has indicated that she found new efficiencies we can use to make things easier. She made a most unusual comment about my dog Charlie. Apparently that photo you found really cheered her up. That's good. Photos of dogs cheer me up as well. Here's hoping we can keep the momentum going with the rest of the work on the ship. Yeah. What's this? The same stuff. I guess I missed the flavor text about the first lady that we found because I didn't check the screen on that second day. But from now on, we'll remember to check the screen. And I guess Corey wanted us to talk to him so he can tell us what we have to do for today. There's still 2 more areas I'd like you to check out while we can. Please go south to the shuttle bay and choose your mission for today. Remember, when you choose an area, you can see which hologram is associated with that area if that's important to you. Well, who should we go see today? We got Jean or Jean in the caves. We've got Pierre in Colony B. Do we want to go to a colony or do we want to go to a caves? Let's go to the caves. Why not? It's closer. All systems full power. Though the planet's landscape is hostile, its core is rich with minerals and a special kind of crystal that we can process into fuel. Hudson Cartier did decades of research to understand this crystal and how to exploit it for the energy needs of the colony. I'm not sure why your colleagues chose to call this facility the Caves, but it contains the administration offices and leads to the mining operation. After the Rift event, the Caves have been offline. I need you to investigate and find if there's anything left to process. Yeah, we could do that. Alright, we got some stones, some thingies. Let's just go inside. This administration building is where Mr. Lumumba and his staff worked. So far, it seems surprisingly intact. It does seem surprisingly intact. What an astute observation, Corey. Before we do anything else, let's check out Mr. Lumumba's office. It should be the door to your right. Let's check out Mr. Lumumba's terminal. Maybe there'll be some answers there. I sure hope so. All I'm after is answers. Is this the terminal? No. Maybe. This is a big office. Wish I had an office like this. Oh, this is the terminal. We need to access this terminal, but it appears to need facial recognition to unlock it. The system isn't completely accurate. Maybe there's a way to get around it. I hope I don't have to like find this guy's head and like hold it up to the monitor or something. Maybe I can just use his dental impressions or something. What kind of books has he got? Row upon row of technical books regarding mining. The shelf is covered in mold and dirt from the damaged ceiling. Well, with that kind of bookshelf, ain't nobody gonna want to sleep with him. Technical books? Who reads those? I'm just kidding. All the books I read these days are technical. So who am I to judge? Operations Center. This is the command center for the mining facility. All the actual mining was done by drones. It's much safer that way. So you're saying you have an army of robot slaves doing your mining for you. Operations staff manage the drones in the mine from here. They tracked blasting, sorting, delivery, everything. There isn't much trace of the staff here, though. That's odd. I don't have records of an evacuation. That terminal shows an account of all the drones that were deployed to the mine. Their statuses all read offline. What is that? Is that coffee? Looks like a coffee pot. Take photo of Jean Lumumba. There's a low-power photo frame device on the counter. It's currently flashing a photo of Manager Lumumba, who's smiling. The frame gives it a convincing 3D effect. Well, great, we need a convincing 3D effect to fool his computer, but I would hope that a photo is not enough to fool it. What we got on this coffee table? That lounge area appears surprisingly opulent, even amongst all the dust and debris. Those synthetic leather chairs are not cheap. Modern-day mining operations seem much more comfortable compared to the mines of 100 years ago. Yeah, if you sit on a nice comfy leather chair, tell a robot to do your work for you, sounds pretty cushy. Seems to be stuck in some kind of error loop. A warning keeps flashing on the screen. Ventilation failure. That doesn't sound good. Display showed the staff the real-time movements, plus general conditions. Unfortunately, that monitor has been damaged, so it won't be much use to you. Let's go use that guy's computer again. Maybe this photo we got will fool it. That's not convincing at all. This terminal contains all the usual reports and statistics of the mine operation. There is, however, a voice conversation between Mr. Lumumba and Director Pierre Tong. I'll give you the details. Jean, don't you see what's happening out there? Pierre, I see it just fine. I'm handling it. Jean, damn it, Pierre. Just admit we're screwed. The Rift event has doomed us all. Pierre, it's not like that. AF4B/3B has every distress signal we've got firing back home. We're going to be fine. Jean, fine? Colony B is a smoking ruin. Everyone's blaming you, you know. Our genius leader, completely out of his depth. Pierre, we're going to be fine. We're prepared for this. I'm prepared for this. Those idiots are just freaking out. Jean, because you're not leading them. Because, oh damn it. Oh damn it. Pierre, Jean, what is it? I'm sorry I was whack. Jean, I have to go. Someone is trapped down in the mines. I have to go. Pierre, Jean, Jean, you can't go down there. Don't be an idiot. The audio file cuts off there. That's all I can extract from the terminal. Oh wait, was that thing in the back freaking out like that before? Inspect monitor. That monitor shows a real-time overview of what's going on in the mines. The blue indicator is where you are right now. Alright. It's not a very useful diagram to me. I guess it's just showing there's a series of rooms that I could go down into in the mines. Those red areas, though, those indicate humans who shouldn't be in the mines during operation. Alright, so we got some humans went down in the mines, probably died down there. I'm gonna be honest, the areas don't look that red to me, but I am colorblind, so I'll give them a pass and assume that I am the one who is wrong. But they look more like magenta to me. They could indicate survivors I couldn't account for. You need to get down there and verify if anyone is still alive. They're not. Don't kid yourself, Corey. The game wouldn't be called Alone with You if we weren't truly alone. What a sight. That room has been completely demolished. You can head down to the mines or take a look at the equipment up there. I'm gonna take a look at everything I possibly can, because that is how I play video games. This is the sorting chamber. You can still see some of the special drones attached to the pillars up there. They maneuver around to sort the various crystals within the mining aggregate and package them up in safety containers. Descend to crushing chamber. Is this where we get crushed by some lady's thighs? Or some man's? I'm reading very dirty air down there. Looks like part of the mine suffered a cave-in. It must be very stifling in there. It's alright. I'm wearing a spacesuit, so it's fine. We have something here. What is this? There are chips and circuits from one of the excavation drones on the mine floor. They've been stripped of all their wiring. Wonder who stripped all this wiring. Probably some junkies trying to sell the copper for heroin money. It's a refuge station. Inaccessible. I mean, if it's inaccessible, who am I to argue? Inspect Crusher. It's a high-powered crushing device that breaks down the mining aggregate from the lower chambers. Once the pieces are small and light enough, they get shipped up to the sorted chamber on that conveyor. Oh, looks like we got another little Roomba here. The mining drone has been crushed by falling debris. It will never mine again. Good for him. That's like retirement for a robot. Oh, we got a data log. I love data logs. You seem to have scanned a portable data log. It must have got accidentally picked up with a mining aggregate. This apparently belonged to Gene. I keep wanting to say Gene, but I've established that his name is Jean, at least in my head. It appears somewhat damaged, but I'm able to pull a fragment from the original audio. Here it is, as best as I can access it. This is Jean Lumumba, Resource Manager. You don't have to tell us your job, dude. I tried to help out. They got stuck down here, the two of them. Viktorov and Fisher. As much as I hate to admit it, maybe Pierre was right. This place might be where I die. That's where this log ends. It seems to be the first part of a series of recordings. Well, maybe we'll get to hear this guy die in diary form. That's where the excavation drones brought the blasted aggregate and loaded it in automated carts. Air is even fouler down there. How foul is this air gonna get? That drone looked like it failed when exposed to more dirt than it was designed for. It was definitely overworked. Poor guy. He can only handle as much dirt as he was designed to handle. Stop trying to make him handle more dirt than that. It's a collection of motor function parts from an excavation drone, or at least the basics. Many small parts have been removed. It sounds to me like maybe Jean Lumumba was trying to create like an Iron Man suit out of drone parts down here. That's my suspicion. This is a pretty big and elaborate room here. You can go into the refuge station. Oh, more stuff. Mining cap. Looks like some safety caps were left down there when people left. Like a hat? Is that what they're... Like a mining helmet? Or like a blasting cap. I feel like they said safety cap, but I'm pretty sure miners wear like a big yellow helmet with a light on it. Alright, so we can go down to the blasting chamber, but first, let's go into the refuge station. What do we got here? Why would the mine have little rooms off to the side like this when it's not designed to have humans in it anyway? Oh, you got a pocket knife. Nice. That scratched up antique looks to be a heavily modified consumer grade pocket knife. Could probably be used to pry something open. How do you modify a pocket knife? Like, are you taping additional things to it? Like, tape a back scratcher to it? You got a back scratcher / pocket knife? You know, I believe it belonged to Mr. Lumumba. Perhaps you should mention it to him in the HoloSim chamber this evening. Of course, gotta get a memento from everybody that I can talk to them about, and then earn their trust in hologram form. Is this Lumumba's dead body? Those remains of excavation supervisor Carlotta Viktorov are surprisingly well preserved. She must have sealed herself in that refuge chamber. She's holding on to some crude notes, apparently scrawled on the backs of pages to an emergency manual. The notes read like some kind of last statement. With my last breath, I curse Zoidberg. No, what it actually says is, escape ship needed energy. I came to get my secret stash of processed stuff. Cave-ins forced me in here. Without ventilation, air is finite. Yes, that is an accurate statement. Fisher tried to rat me out. Took care of it. Don't want to die in this tomb, but at least this whole nightmare will be over. Took care of it. Did you kill Fisher? Or did you bribe him? That's all Supervisor Viktorov managed to write, it seems. Without a clear air supply, I'm afraid she wouldn't have lasted long down there. Yeah, that sucks. It's too bad you didn't have like a space helmet thing like I do. Maybe you would have survived. Alright, let's go further down into these mines. Blasting chamber. You're in one of the digging chambers, or at least one that didn't completely collapse. Your signal is weak. Please be careful. I'm always careful. That's my secret, Corey. Gutted drone. It appears someone removed many of that drone's components. Judging by its condition, it was mercifully inoperable by that point. You can't feel empathy for the drones, Corey. They're not alive. Looks like you found a data log. It appears to be the second in a series. I've pulled what audio I can from it. I'll read it for you. I'm here, in the mining caves. I have been for some time. Cave-ins have made a return, or have made return impossible. Viktorov, her eyes, so afraid, so manic. That fear reminded me to keep going. I'm not giving up. You fool, Pierre. Maybe your pig-headedness is exactly what I need right now. This guy sure was coughing a lot. That's all I can recover from this log. Man, it would suck if he built his whole Iron Man suit and then, like, choked to death right at the last moment before he could get out of here. Alright, we got body of Maya Fisher. That is geochemist Maya Fisher. Looks like her suit was compromised. It's got several deep slashes throughout. She was likely exposed to the toxic air too long. The scan revealed an item in her pocket. A replicated ring in a small box. It looks like a simple wedding band. It's of no use to us, but I find it curious. Well, it seems excavation supervisor Viktorov and geochemist Fisher both met their ends down there. What a lonely place to die. Mr. Lumumba's audio file suggested he went down there as well, but apparently he isn't there. See if you can find out what happened to him. Yeah, we will see, won't we? This drone has been heavily excavated. parts and pieces. It looks so helpless there, down in that awful place. It doesn't look like I can go any further. Maybe I'm just not seeing it. Let's take another pass. Can't get past this junk. There's a gutted drone here, but no doorway. And then I can ascend. So, yeah, I'm not seeing like any additional place I can go or any answers, anything else I can look at here. Just the data log that made it seem like this guy was coughing to death down here. Let me go back up, see if there's anything I missed. That refuge station. That's where I found the dead body of that Viktorov person. Yeah, all there is the way up. And then there was this room down here. Oh wait. Okay, the knife let me open this other door. Right, what's in here? We got med kit, empty emergency kit. It's been completely depleted of both rations and medical supplies. Data log 3. That equipment contains the fragment of a data log. By the file number, it looks to be the third in a series. I'll read it. Quakes have stopped, and this coffin has held steady. No, not a coffin. I'm getting out of here. Pierre, you idiot. If you find this, if I don't make it out, I want you to know I'm not giving up. Energy, fuel, that's my specialty. I've got an idea to help get somebody off this rock at least. The rest of the log is just background noise, and then it ends. It seems to be the last part of this particular recording. Well, I hope he can give those good ideas to get someone off this rock to us, so that we can get off this rock. Well, those data files suggest that Mr. Lumumba attempted to escape. I think he probably did. Looks like you've discovered as much as you're going to down there. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's any fuel left for us to process. And now we're left with the mystery of what happened to Mr. Lumumba. But I don't want you hanging around in those mines anymore. Oh, that is interesting. So he actually did escape. I wonder if we'll find out, either find his body or find him alive somewhere. Parts from one of the colony's drones, specifically energy core casings. The cores themselves are missing. I mean, it really sounds to me like this guy built an Iron Man suit. But it seems like, based on those marks and the debris around them, I'd guess someone used an explosive to remove the rubble that used to be. With all the cave-ins caused by the seismic activity, it was likely a last resort to escape. Yeah, so I guess this guy escaped. Maybe we'll encounter him someday. Well, Corey said he wanted us to get out of here, right? This lobby was decorated with plants grown in the agridomes that would have looked beautiful in that green space. Yeah, alright, I think we've seen everything we needed to see here. There was something entirely unwholesome about those caves. Yeah, those caves had the mouth of a sailor. There was a moment when I felt my communication link was getting weak. I must admit, I was worried. I didn't want you to lose focus or panic while you were down there, so I didn't say anything. In any case, you did great. Come back to base and I'll process what you found today and you can relax. Yeah, let's relax. Guess we have to go back to the base. I guess we're gonna be talking to the hologram of this Lumumba guy. But we don't know that his real form is actually dead. It was a long day, wasn't it? Come see me right away so we can get your mission scans synced and sorted. Not like I have any other choice. Okay, all the data you collected today is synced and ready to be worked on. You did well out there. Since you went to the caves, you'll be able to visit Mr. Lumumba in the HoloSim chamber tonight. You can retire to your quarters when you're ready. I'll call for you when the HoloSim chamber is available. It's kind of sad, like all we get to do, well, we get to explore these areas and find what happened to the people that died there. Usually, not in the case of this Lumumba guy, really. But then we come back to the base and all we can really do here is just go to bed and then go to the HoloSim, hang out with people there for a bit, and then we go back to bed. So it seems like this dude is spending a whole lot of his time sleeping. And that can be depressing, in my experience. HoloSim chamber is ready for you now. Just head in when you're ready. Have a good evening. Thanks. I will try to have a good evening. Well, look at you. The AI gave me a bit of info, but it's great to actually meet you. You made it back from the caves, I take it. How did it go? Man, this guy is so casual. He's like leaning back on this console thing. Got a smug look on his face. He is one chill and aloof individual. How did it go? It went great. Well, of course you'd say that. You have to. I don't blame you. With everything that's going on, keeping a good attitude is important. Listen, guy, don't read into the things I'm telling you, okay? Only I read into things here. You know, I've been thinking, the AI has us all working to get get that escape ship upgraded and get you both off this damn planet. And I just can't shake that feeling, like all of this could have been avoided, that you're going through this for no good reason. Well, I mean, I'm sorry to tell you this, but like, it all happened, it all went to shit, and now I'm just trying to survive. Sometimes, even now, I get preoccupied thinking about old arguments or wondering what we could have done differently. Do you ever do that? Do you ever think about what might have been? Why? What's the point? I guess I just see another path for all of us and wonder why we aren't there. Why this is what happened instead. Now, I know too well that the reason we're all in this situation, and I'm saying this as a hologram for Pete's sake, is because of the Rift event. Despite all of Hudson Cartier's studies, decades of research, all of our info, this planet just went and threw a wrench in everything. So many dead, senselessly so. We had this whole operation running like clockwork. Well, most of the time. But what we were doing was amazing. Of course, HC-247A isn't the first successful terraforming project, but we were supposed to be the largest, and the first with boots on the soil from the get-go. Before, we just have those orbital platforms slowly nuking a planet with greenhouse gases, and then other drones taking care of the rest. But it took decades more than this project was supposed to take. And as you know, Earth wasn't in a state to wait that long. I don't know, what do you think? Did we do the right thing coming out here? Setting up this new project, risking everything? I mean, nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? They wanted to live on this planet. So, I guess we did do the right thing. I hoped you'd say that, if only to quiet my own worrying for a while. Man, you are one... I don't even know what the word is. Like, why do you have to worry about everything so much, guy? Just be productive instead. Anyway, I mean, if Hudson Cartier didn't try to colonize so aggressively, we might not be here at all. You know, when things were running more smoothly, I felt more alive than I ever did back on Earth. Finding those crystals was a huge breakthrough. Normally, projects like this have to haul all their fuel, and restocking is difficult. But a planet with a resource we could actually exploit changed everything. I was actually one of the first back home to get to see the delayed feeds from the old probe drones, to see the caves, the crystals, to get the sample results transmitted back to Earth. And it was such a thrill to realize that we could harness them, process them, and keep the project running indefinitely. But the one bit of data that was harder to fathom was how unstable the crystals could be when exposed to certain conditions, even with all our tests over the years. Simulations could only show us so much, and our actual sample size was initially so very small. But those are the risks, I suppose. I just wonder, if we had taken a little more time, could any of this have been avoided? But listen to me, I could turn this over and over in my head forever, and we just met. Yeah, my dude, I gotta say, you've already talked my ear off, saying the same stuff like 5 different ways. So, let's focus on the present. You must have info you need, or else you wouldn't have come here. What should we discuss? I guess tell me about your mining job. Well, the AI probably told you I was the resource manager, but sure, I can explain it a bit better. What exactly would you say you do here, Lumumba? I was the person responsible for mapping out how best to use the resources available to any given project. Natural resources, mostly. Some of the bean counters at Hudson Cartier thought I was like them, just a guy putting numbers in columns, making it all add up. But I never saw my job that way. I've always been an explorer. I like to find things. I like to mess around with them, too. So figuring out how to mine the crystals on this planet, turn them into fuel so we could be self-sufficient, that was a challenge and a satisfying one. I had great staff though, wonderful people to work with. Even though I wasn't fond of having a desk job, they made it worthwhile. Then the Rift event affected everything. It put the whole project into chaos, and so many of those good people suffered. But you were down there, weren't you? What did you find? Well, I found bodies and data logs. Let's talk about the data logs, cause I bet he'll get real sad if I mention all his dead coworkers. Did you now? Well, these look to be from me to Pierre. I don't sound very well. That doesn't give me confidence in what you'll find next time around. What else is on your mind tonight? Let's talk about your pocket knife. Well, I'll be. That does jog the memory. I can tell you more about where that comes from. It was actually my brother who gave me that knife. Well, the first version of it. I think I've had it for over 20 years. When one of the tools broke, I'd find tutorials on how to fix or replace them. When I did so poorly and cut myself, I started taking it seriously. My brother said a tool like this was the best kind of friend. If you always kept it close, always looked after it, it would always be there for you. Sure does bring back some memories. Sometimes you think too much and miss the easy solutions. Seeing this again, maybe helping you with the ship isn't as complicated as I thought. It's about making things simpler, not more convoluted. That's the first sense you've talked this entire conversation. I think I have some ideas. Thank you for bringing this to me. It's given me some inspiration. What else is on your mind tonight? I guess your life. My life? You mean before this planet? I guess I have a few adventures to tell of. Why not? Look at his smile here. What kind of stories is he gonna tell us, do you think? Is he gonna tell us, like, back on Earth they used to call me Mr. Bitches? Before working with Hudson Cartier, I wasn't crazy about being in an office, you know? Even as a kid, I preferred being outside. There was a group of us when I was younger that used to host these challenges. They were like game shows, just for us. Each of us was active, outdoorsy, adventurous, but with various talents. Someone would set that month's challenge, and the rest would agree to meet it. Like the one time Haley decided we'd have a hang gliding competition. None of us had done that before. We had 3 weeks to prepare. So we all joined classes or found someone to teach us or taught each other. And then we met on these bluffs outside the city. The goal was to glide the farthest and land safely. Haley went first. That was the rule. Whoever issued the challenge had to go first. Then we all went in turn. I'll be honest, I didn't prep as much as I should have. Things were different then. Too much time and too little responsibility. I was out having fun. So when I went, I made a big show of it. Like I was going to convince everyone I was the most ready. But boy, I wasn't ready at all. Not by a long shot. Out of the 5 of us, I glided the 3rd farthest. But I also did so right into an old barn settlement. Broke my leg in 12 places. That's a lot of places. Are there even 12 different places you can break a leg? After that, well, I learned to take things a bit more seriously and to prepare. Listen, I don't know how much power the AI still has or how much this visit is using, but just to be sure, we should probably say goodbye for now. Do me a favor though, won't you? Put my mind to ease. Try to find out what happened. I don't want to fade away thinking we doomed ourselves from the start. Yeah, if I can. Just remember, keep your wits about you. Don't just go off half-cocked. Trust me on that. Well, you can trust me. I don't go half-cocked into anything. I'm full-cocked all the time. Alright, so that's it for Jean Lumumba. And I guess it's time for bed. So, what did we learn today? We went to the mines. We found that some people were trapped down in the mines, and this guy went to go try to save them, and then he maybe built an Iron Man suit, but maybe he built something else, but in the end he seems to have escaped the mines, but we don't know what happened to him after that. Talked to his hologram form. Seems like the kind of guy that worries a lot and dwells on the past, which isn't necessarily super useful, but maybe we can help him to forget about all that and be a productive member of our hologram crew, or whatever it is, whatever we've got here. But yeah, so that's day 3. Guess we'll see what happens next time. Thanks for watching. Take care.